Hey guys, what's going on? It's 2 Minutes to Review. I'm Matt.
I'm Zach.
And if you haven't joined us for one of these podcasts before, what we're doing here is we're giving an album review, either current or past, but the caveat is it has to be under 2 minutes, and the winner wins
Nothing.
pride. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll get a fake wrestling belt made up saying 2 minutes to review.
We
champion.
don't have the budget for that.
You know what?
We don't even have a budget for someone to hold a stopwatch.
This is true. This is absolutely true.
It's just two guys and a microphone. Two microphones.
Two turntables and a microphone.
But yeah, no, these are really fun. And this episode, we're actually going back 15 years ago. Incubus, their fifth studio album, A Crow Left the Murder, actually came out 15 years ago in February. I personally can't believe it's been that long. Even though they technically have had albums with bigger hits on them and slightly gained more popularity from them, this album saw them gain a little bit more critical acclaim than past records. And it saw them go in a more alternative rock direction. So I thought since it's celebrating 15-year anniversary, it would be fun to revisit this record.
And I'm not disagreeing. I'm really curious to hear your take on this
and I am of yours,
because I feel like this is, in my opinion, a crossroads of sorts for Incubus. But I digress. We could talk a little bit more about that later.
Yes. So don't spoil anything.
Zach, I'm going to let you go first.
What a gentleman.
All right. I'm actually going to need to borrow your stopwatch for this one.
Hell? You see, we can't even afford two stopwatches.
I know, right? This is insane.
Do you even know how to work that?
I think I can figure it out, Kimosabi. It's not that hard.
This is why we need to do practice runs.
No, never. All right. Ready?
Maybe.
3, 2, 1, go.
So, Morning View definitely found the band going further away from their new metal beginnings, some more mainstream rock sound. But as I highlighted in my intro, this is the album where the band really matured, but also really grew musically, in my opinion. They traded in the overly distorted guitars for a more alternative rock sound on songs like Pistola and the title track, and then really got experimental on songs like Leech, Priceless, and the lead single Megalomaniac. But here is a fact that I really want to make clear. Sick, Sad Little World is one of the band's best songs ever. Yeah, I said it. It really captures every member's musical abilities at its best, and it's just such a great written song. And it's one of those you can really get into it groove-wise without, even though it's not distorted, even though it's kind of sounding-wise a little bit on the lighter side. Brandon Boyd's vocals are just top-notch throughout the entire record. And Mike Einziger, the guitarist, he really proves how underrated he is on this whole album. I always forget how much I love Incubus. And this album really reminds me of that. Now, to be honest, I don't know if they ever really recaptured the same magic they got on this record, but in short, Incubus has never sounded as focused and vibrant on any other record they've done as they have on A Crow Left the Murder.
Okay.
And if I have to give it a star rating?
Yes, I was just going to ask that. What is your star rating?
4.5.
Wow.
Like I really always forget how much I love Incubus. Now, maybe I admit that I kind of rediscovered Incubus again after seeing them live this past summer at the See Here Now festival. But they really are an underrated band. And I really feel like this record, it just captured what makes them so great. Whereas other records, it wasn't really, there was something wrong with the sound, or it just wasn't as, enthusiastic of a recording. This is just, each member brought their A game.
Okay.
So, Matt, now that I have my stopwatch back, which is not that hard to actually use, as you just found out yourself, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Yeah. All right.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1.
If you wonder where Incubus started to go wrong, here is the album where they went wrong. They removed everything that made Incubus Incubus, from the funky DJ to the crushing riffs and just the overall weirdness that made Incubus Incubus, It's all gone and void from this album. They spend so much time on this album saying absolutely nothing. They dive into so many different topics on this album, from political messages on Megalomaniac to more personal, intimate messages on Beware Criminal, and they just don't say anything that really is a focused, concerted effort, because when you start listening to this album, you're wondering, okay, this is Incubus, okay, Megalomaniac, great, this is their straight ahead rock track, you get into Six Sad Little World, great. Outside of that, they spend probably about 64 minutes on this album saying absolutely nothing. The riffs are repetitive and happen over and over and over again. And you're wondering, when is Incubus going to go back to what they did on Make Yourself, Morning View, or even Science? Are they going to get to that level again? And the answer is no. You get to the end of the album and it's just a total letdown. If you are a fan of older Incubus, you are not going to be a fan of this album.
Wow.
I think we had slightly different opinions.
A little bit. Wow.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Like, so many people who hang out with us think that we're twins. This is an example of how we are not twins.
Not even close with this one.
You didn't like... So I almost feel like I know where your star rating is here. What is your star rating?
2.5.
Wow.
It's 2.5 because, once again, if you go on what I consider my scale to be, it's musical. It has melody to it. But like I said, it spends so much time saying nothing. It's just boring, because if you listen to it from a musical perspective, the riffs, they get to a point where, okay, let's move on to something different. And when they do move on to something different, they change it into like this jam bandy type feel, and
Which I love.
but it's not Incubus.
Wow.
That is not Incubus. If you put back to back, if you put Science on and then you put this on, what happened to that?
But I love that they've matured from Science.
But if
This is not us trying to debate an album. This is us giving our reviews. Obviously, we have very different reviews.
Very much so.
I'm a 4.5 star review.
2.5.
Matt's 2.5 star review. And while we can probably do a whole half an hour of debating this, that's not the point. It doesn't matter who has the best time.
Correct.
So, since I went first, Matthew, what was my score? Drum roll.
You had 1 minute,
Yes.
32 seconds,
Ooh.
and 46 hundredths of a second.
All right. That's good. 1 minute and 32 seconds. Matthew,
Zachary.
would you like to know your score?
Yes.
Drum roll, please. We can't even afford a drum machine. 1 minute and 22 seconds. Which means my review is the best.
Well, it wasn't the best. It was the longest under 2 minutes.
Look upon yourselves. I don't know what I was trying to say there.
I don't know.
I
where you were
definitely
going.
have the best review. That's what this means.
It wasn't the best review.
It was pretty much the most incredible review this side of Rolling Stone.
All right, Bruce
But anyway,
Springsteen.
Yeah. No, that was Eddie Vedder. Well, so there you have it. Two really conflicting reviews of a single album, hence how music can be interpreted very differently. What did you think, though? Do you still have the same fond memories as I do of this album, or do you still very much dislike it like Matt did? Let us know on @Epic Footnote socials, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We want to hear your thoughts on this album.
Yes, let us know, please, in the comment sections.
Thanks for listening. I'm Zach.
I'm Matt.
And we hope to have you come back for another episode of 2 Minutes to Review.
See you later, guys.